Hi, I'm Epitome, and this video is called Poi Can Transfer to Doubles, or if you can do Poi, you can do doubles. I was inspired to make this by some people on Poi and Friends, primarily Poi Emotion and Priest. This is going to be more of a demonstration than a tutorial, that for the most part, if you can do it on Poi, you can also do it on doubles. So let's get started. By the way, public speaking is not my strong suit. I'm going to start with Poi, and I'm also going to edit out each time I transfer tools because it takes up a lot of time and is kind of monotonous. So, the first thing you do with doubles is a one beat, which is essentially spinning static, except that when you have doubles, you're going to have to do one beat on each side of your body. So if you can spin same time and pivot, or also you can think of it as a low turn, that's going to be one direction, and the other direction, of course, is going to be going the other way. So let me pick up my doubles, and let's start with the basic doubles motion. Now that I have these, as you can see here, this is a one beat. It works the same as it works with a Poi low turn. It's also going to work as your high turn. You're going to use the same principle of going from low turn to high turn. If you can do it on one, you can do it on the other with just a little bit of tweaking. The next thing we're going to go into, and I'm going to start with the doubles this time, is butterflying. With Poi, you butterfly directly in front of you. With the doubles, it's going to be a little bit different. Instead of strictly being in front of you, you're going to do a figure eight, opposite directions at the same time. So this would be your reverse butterfly, and technically this would be your forwards butterfly. Now you can bring it in closer or further away for whatever effect you want to do. As you see with Poi, since you have only one end, your butterfly is going to be like this. However, with doubles, it's easier to get that behind the back butterfly going on in both directions since you have to go in front and behind you. So that's basically the principle of that, the reverse butterfly. You're going to make the same motion with the doubles. Now that I have my Poi in hand, let's go to another thing that people think is strictly Poi, a 3-beat weave. This is a forward 3-beat weave with Poi. Don't really focus on the Poi, focus on the motion my hands are going in. The over, under, out. You can also transfer this to doubles. It's a little different because, of course, you're going to have each end crossover. So you're going to start with them in a parallel horizontally, but you're going to use the same principle of over, under, out, over, under, out. It's also done in reverse. That would be a reverse 3-beat weave, technically. You can switch up the timing and make it a little more circular by adding a spin in there. But you see the same principle goes around. So if you can do Poi, you can transfer almost anything into doubles, which is really excellent because both are very, very fun and both involve both hands. For other simple stuff, wall playing flower. With doubles, it seems a little bit different. Like this would be your sort of forward spin and anti-spin wall playing flower. While the motion with the hands is a little different, the effect you're going to get with the tool is the same. What should I move on to next? Yes, what I like to affectionately call a wall plane butterfly flower pivot, or a blossoming butterfly. It starts with a hip reel, which I'm also going to show you on the doubles how you manage a hip reel. And you go over in the butterfly motion towards the side. Even though you're pivoting it's still going to appeal to the audience that you're going in wall plane. So let me switch over to the doubles. And I will demonstrate this. So this is kind of your alternating figure eights with the doubles is kind of your hip reel if you were going to equate the two. Now it can be done with one beat, of course. However, for the purposes of this flower, we're going to do the full rotor version with the full figure eight. So you just branch one out, and it's going to work mechanically the same way it works as poi. Your timing's going to be the same, your arm movements are going to be the same, your pivot is going to be the same. I hope that made a lot of sense. While I have these in hand, I might not have to edit as much as I thought I would. The Mexican wave, another fundamental poi move. This can be done with doubles. Instead of having your kind of forward opposite direction one beat, we're going to pull this up over our heads. I can start with one hand, and I have one beat going on each side. Well, actually one full rotation, so it technically is an up high figure eight rotor. The same principle is going to go with the other. And when you alternate those directions up high, it's just so much easier when I'm not talking. Well, I'm just going to incorporate a finger twirl just to make this easy. You can get a Mexican wave type motion. Things that are a little different will include the land of isolations. Where this is isolating. However, when it's lifted and pops out like this, you can go from isolation to anti-spin, and you can go from isolation to in-spin. That is possible as well. These principles are used for cap patterns in poi and in double staff as well. So when you're going to do a cap pattern in poi, which I will hop over to those in a second, you're going to relate the principles the same way you would relate them to double staff, except with a little tweak to have two ends. So in double staff, where you're going to do an extension, it goes like this, unlike the poi, where I'm just going to hold these like poi to show it. The extension motion is like this. With a double staff, it's just a little bit different, and it's going to go this way. The other part of the cap pattern is the anti-spin, which goes like that, which creates that kind of motion. So when you combine the two together, you're going to have the same principle of a poi cap pattern, but it's a little tiny bit different. So there, then out and up, extend around again, out and up, extend around again, out and up. Now I'm going to pick up the poi and demonstrate the same thing with that. The motion's a little bit different, the principle is the same. That's the most important thing to remember. So a cap pattern with poi is going to go like this. However, the motion and the effect is going to be the same with a little tweak, but it's going to feel the same. You're going to have extend, pull through anti-spin, extend, pull through anti-spin. It goes that way for both tools. There's so many combinations of how these two things flow together that almost anything you can do on poi, you can do on double staff, and almost anything you can do on double staff, you can do on poi, minus a few common sense things that you can't do. Like, you cannot do an orbital on double staff, and you can't do, say, for example, you can't do a halo pass on poi because, you kind of need a static object to do that. But there's so many other things that you can do. If you can spin poi and you like having something in each hand, pick up some doubles because it's actually helped with my poi skills, and I've been able to transfer my poi skills over. I've been spinning poi for a little over 2 years. I've only been spinning double staff a little over 3 months. So definitely try them both out. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just a short, quick demonstration. If you'd like me to submit any other parts of the double to poi, I guess, conversion table, give me a holler and I'll think it through and try to put it out there as long as it's within the capabilities, because there is going to be no hyperloops with double staffs. The only other thing I can think of real quick is that, of course, just like poi, you want your double staffs to be able to fit within your chest at an arm's length. So while this doesn't totally look like a buzzsaw, it's still the same property as if I were to shorten up my poi and buzzsaw with them, or inside butterfly, or buzzsaw in reverse. All of these things can be put together, so if you can put them together, definitely go put them together because it's awesome and it's big fun. That's about it for this conversion table. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out. This is Epitome.